Come see us do stand-up in Baltimore, Hartford, Syracuse, Atlantic City, Levittown, New York, Cohoes, New York, Providence, Rhode Island, and San Jose, California. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for the tickets. So we all saw what happened with J.D. Vance, Donald Trump, and Zelensky in the White House. It's amazing the different reactions. So the brainwashed and the brain dead think that somehow Zelensky's some kind of victim instead of what he is, which is a criminal who's skimming money and wants to prolong a war. But he's also, in his defense, he's being pressured by lots of different types of people to keep that war going. Some of the most powerful people in the world and some of the biggest killers in the world. So, but Matt Gaetz went on a scorched earth campaign on Twitter, tweet after tweet after tweet, going after Zelensky. It started off with this: Zelensky is a grifter. Look at that, 44,000 likes on that, 1.3 million views, and you could tell I liked it. And so that's what kind of started it off. Zelensky's a grifter. He went on to tweet out a video of, now this is a congresswoman from Indiana who's also Ukrainian, and he tweeted this out. Let's listen to it.
If you could give advice to President Trump right now about this minerals deal that is floating around, his desire that mirrors your and mine to end the war, what advice would you give President Trump?
You know, to be as tough as you can with them. You know, when I came to Ukraine, I understand who these people are. Actually, Zelensky and I are the same age. He was born in 1978. So we both grew up in the tough, wild 90s. And you see what's happened when socialism fall apart. You have criminal activity. I mean, this was pretty bad. And he grew up in very criminal areas. So I understand who these people are. And I was very tough on them. And I said, you know what? You can do whatever you want with your money and weapons. But with our money and weapons, we'll tell you what to do. And if you don't like it, you can go to hell. And I probably said even tougher word.
Whoa. So that's someone with a very thick Ukrainian accent telling him to go to hell. So he tweeted that out, and then he retweeted this tweet. There it is. So he retweeted it out. There it is. Also, this Representative Steve Womack tweeted this out. So there's Zelensky. And he said, President Zelensky movingly spoke of Ukrainians fighting for their lives and against Putin's evil. We've seen the atrocities. There must be consequences. America and the entire global community must stand with Ukraine and provide them with what is needed to defend freedom and their nation. Now, that's just someone, I'll tell you right, that's just someone who doesn't care about how many Ukrainians get slaughtered. Because the war should have, the longer this war goes on, the worse it is for Ukraine. And if they end it today, this is the best time. The best time for them to end it was yesterday. The second best time is today. The worst time is tomorrow, because Russia is just going to take more land, and there's going to be more Ukrainians slaughtered. So Matt Gaetz retweeted it out and said, another member of the Zelensky wing of the Republican Party. So he's going right at Representative Steve Womack. So that was from March 16th. Of 2022. So he's going back and he's exposing all the people who were a part of the lie that is the Ukraine war. Now, again, I still live in Hollywood, and most of my friends in Hollywood believe what they see on TV. They believe everything that the government says and what the news says about the Ukraine war. They believe what they say about the Syrian war, the Libyan war, the Afghanistan war. They don't believe them about Iraq anymore, but they did. So it's kind of so that's what he's picking out. He was picking out old tweets, retweeting them, and giving comments on it. So so that's Matt Gaetz going scorched earth on Womack, and then here is one from Michael McCall from 2022. It was an honor to meet the First Lady of Ukraine. And her inspiring words, and hear her inspiring words as we approach the 6-month mark of Putin's war in Ukraine. We cannot forget our humanity, and we must continue to stand with Ukraine. Now, these people know the true story, that this war was provoked by NATO, the United States, Biden administration, the neocons, and the war machine. And he retweets this. Again, this is all yesterday. Trump's dog-walking Zelensky exposed Zelensky, sure. He's talking about their meeting at the White House. But it also exposed the failed foreign policy of the neocons who would send endless amounts of your money overseas, like this Republican Congressman, Michael McCall. He's not messing around. This is one from April 23rd, 2024. Republicans for Ukraine. Senator Chuck Grassley. I don't buy this notion that it is conservative or Republican position to abandon the American leadership that has kept the peace. I make no apologies for supporting Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan in the face of threats from the axis of anti-American dictatorship. He retweeted that yesterday and said, I'd probably apologize for the Ukraine part. I think he should apologize for all of it. That's where I'm at. But I'll take it. I'll join with Matt Gaetz where we agree. And there it is. You agree on the Ukraine part. So that's nice. Look at that. So he's going scorched earth on all of them. Here he is again, 23 hours ago. Before Trump and J.D. Vance did their brilliance with Zelensky in the Oval Office, this was the nonsense foreign policy doctrine that governed D.C. Republicans, as articulated by, there it is again, Representative McCall. And he tweets out a 1:38 video, which I'm not going to bother to play, because the point of this is to show how Matt Gaetz is going scorched earth on the neocon Republicans who have been duping the American people into sending hundreds of billions of dollars to another pointless war that is an economic war. Okay, just so you know. Here he is. And then he retweeted this video from when he was on in December of 2022 when Tucker Carlson had his show still on Fox News. Before they fired him for telling the truth about the Ukraine war, he thanked them. So yesterday he tweeted this out. McConnell and Pelosi brought Zelensky to Congress to provide air cover for an indefensible spending bill. Ukraine gets economic development, agriculture, and border patrol. We get racial equity mandates for us here at home. I'm not sorry, Lauren Boebert, and I won't stand for it. So he tweeted that out. Thank you, Tucker. So yesterday, he said, thank you, Tucker Carlson, for allowing me to make these points about Zelensky in 2022. Got white as teeth look there. Very white. So this is funny. Hillary Clinton tweeted this out. Wouldn't want to hurt Putin's feelings. And it's a picture of Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary. Trump's defense secretary, Hegseth, orders Cyber Command to stand down with Russia. Right, so they're making peace overtures. Hillary Clinton, who's a blood-soaked psychopathic warmonger, she tweets that out and says, wouldn't want to hurt Putin's feelings. So she still wants to play this McCarthyism, this ramping up of tensions. She doesn't want peace. She never did. She's a warmonger. She's the worst kind of warmonger. And then Pete Hegseth responds with this, and it's pretty nicely. So who that is? That's Lavrov. That's the Russian foreign minister. And there they are pressing a button. It's called the Great Reset. Remember they're doing the Great Reset when she was Secretary of State? Well, we're going to be buddies with Russia again until we need to make them be our enemy again so we can sell more weapons and do more war. So that was a pretty good burn. And Matt Gaetz reposted, Crooked Hillary just got owned. Matt Gaetz retweeted that. His whole timeline is just filled with this kind of stuff about Ukraine. Here's one more. This guy, Derek Van Orden, he said, I'm a member of Congress and a former Navy SEAL and the longest-serving enlisted member of the United States military to ever be elected to Congress in history of my country. I have served in uniform in combat in multiple areas of conflict. I must be frank with you, Mr. President. How you treated my president, real Donald Trump, he's talking to Zelensky, and my vice president by trying to talk over them and show disrespect in our Oval Office was reprehensible. I will not be voting for an effing nickel in military aid for you until you get your mind right. This can be in public or in private, but I will remind you that the slim majority in our House of Representatives, I can stop any initiative, including the money coming to you. We want peace in Europe, but in no way, shape, or form will America ever be your bitch. Feel free to contact my office if you'd like support. So he's still offering his support. He just wants Zelensky to be, so he's trying to play both sides. That's what he's doing. And Matt Gaetz catches it. And he says, Van Orden has been a reliable Zelensky simp up until this point. Matt, he's going after Navy SEALs. He's going after congressmen, senators. He's not messing around. Here's one more. So do you see this? Keir Starmer, that's the prime minister. Action, not just words. Britain stands with Ukraine today and always. And he tweets out, so there they are. There's Keir Starmer embracing Zelensky. And he says, you can have him. Here's one more. He retweeted this. Representative Victoria Spartz has joined Matt Gaetz' show on Friday to discuss Zelensky's disrespectful behavior in the Oval Office. He failed to defend his country, being so insulting to the American people after how much was done by us for Ukraine and for Europe. I can't believe this. So he retweeted that out. That was on March 1st. He retweeted that. And then Mark Levin, the great Mark Levin, he tweeted out Zelensky, great leader. He tweeted out, I think we can all agree the great one nailed this take. Now, to be clear, I've consistently been against the U.S. involvement in this war. So I'm a little confused. I think he's making fun of him, Mark Levin. Is he being sarcastic here? Because Mark Levin was always for the Ukraine war, as far as I can tell. Mark, you used to berate House conservatives for opposing funding to Ukraine. When did you change your mind? Or have you? So he's going after talk show hosts, popular conservative talk show hosts. There's nothing conservative about supporting the Ukraine war. It's just neocon, warmongering. So he went after him, went after senators, went after congressmen. Matt Gaetz on the warpath, going scorched earth. And I say, tip of the hat, great job to Matt Gaetz. Hey, the flavored air category is quickly becoming the leading alternative to vaping and smoking. It's a whole new movement toward better habits, led by today's sponsor, Fume. Fume is an award-winning flavored air device, not a vape. No nicotine. It's not addictive. No batteries. You'll never need to charge it. No smoke, no vapor, no restrictions. You can use it anywhere. Flavored air isn't like vaping. If vapor was compared to sticky soda, Fume cores are closer to herbal teas. Fume has lots of delicious flavors to choose from, like crisp mint and orange vanilla. With flavored air, you can satisfy your oral fixation through a passive diffusion system that utilizes no electronics, vapor, or combustion. Fume has served over 300,000 customers, and you can be the next success story. Go to tryfume.com/Jimmy Dore or scan the QR code and use code Jimmy Dore to get your free Fume topper when you order your Journey Pack today. Come see us do stand-up in Baltimore, Hartford, Syracuse, Atlantic City, Levittown, New York, Cohoes, New York, Providence, Rhode Island, and San Jose, California. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for the tickets.